Thank you, Melissa, for that introduction. Right. Sanjeevi, we decided actually to label this program, to brand it from the beginning. And a little bit about the implementer, Vilidu. I don't know whether you saw those cards that were kept outside. Vilidu means the roots of a banyan tree. And if you see the banyan trees, that type of tree, the root drops from the branches and you root it all over the place. So there can be several plants taking place from the main tree. So very quickly, Vilidu has for the last over 10 years, over the last decade, been not in nutrition, but more in empowerment for land management, land ownership, democracy and women's political participation. So nutrition was actually something new for Vilidu. I think that's for us the first lesson here. And of course, going into the socio-economic indicators of Sri Lanka. Okay. Sri Lanka went through a very bad conflict of 30 years, as you all may know. And the eastern province, the particular district, and from that district, the particular division that was selected actually was severely affected through the conflict. And, sorry, I'll go back a bit. Yeah. District of Trincomalee on the eastern coast, it's a coastal area. We call, like in India, a block is a division of a district. And this division has 9,100 families at the moment, and a very much higher percentage of widows, female-headed households, but also widows. So the average for Sri Lanka, as you can see, is 23%, but we have a much higher number. And Sri Lanka, as you know, is the anomaly in the region because we have very good, as Melissa mentioned, very good socioeconomic indicators, and the government actually provides very good services, especially in health. I mean, the coverage of services is amazing. So in a way, it is a little bit difficult to maneuver in a not so clean sheet. So the government is very good at delivering national programs, but finds it a little difficult to get down to the local level and to localize interventions and to actually capture innovation. So as part of the Safansi program, Sanjeevi actually managed to work with the local community, and Safansi, very importantly, I think we have to dwell a little bit about Safansi's elements. That is funding which is just right, I think. It's not too much funding, because then people really need to innovate. Number two, the money is tied to very tight milestones. So you've got to deliver. And we've actually given two outputs to build a results frame. One was learning and outreach, and the other one advocacy and partnership. So the lesson learned here, I think, right at the beginning, is that the community actually got together and did a results-based plan, taking those outputs into consideration. And it has many elements. I'm not going into the detail. You can see it on the screen. A very important lesson in planning and learning is that you walk with the community from the beginning, and learning is fun. A lot of national programs, especially education programs, delivered is a matter of lecturing. But here, actual learning was play, it was singing, it was drama, and absolutely interactive. So people actually came out of it day by day, increasing the number of participants, because the methodology was very novel. And also participatory learning, where they actually contributed, and as I said, very quickly, within 2 to 3 hours, almost building a very, very simple results frame. And advocacy and partnership, I think it's very important. We are lucky that our Additional Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, is in the audience with us, Mr. Wijayaratne. It's very important to tell our story to the government, to actually link the grassroots to national policy, and we plan to actually do it in several layers. So how do we do this? We have already done, as part of learning, a three-part assessment, one on food security, one on dietary intake, very rapid, and the third one on gap analysis. So it's really an eye-opener to see that in this division, though Sri Lanka has so many services, 57% of the population suffered after the conflict from severe food insecurity. And we have actually identified the pockets of food insecurity. Now the lessons on reaching the marginalized. As I mentioned earlier, Viludu has been working with the community of women for over a decade. So there was a kind of recognition that Viludu would deliver. And how do we know this? Participants kept on increasing, and also the community participatory assessment, the one that I mentioned, was actually, the designing was helped by the community, and women of this division carried out the assessment. So it was their information, their knowledge, and their realization. And the solution building was also theirs. Very quickly, findings from the gap analysis in 3 areas. The program, the thrust is to reverse this under knowledge, production, and consumption. So many of the elements are like building up your food lists. For resilience, it's very important for the community to understand really what is the concept of food insecurity, and also to build up nutrition knowledge at the same time. It's not very real sometimes what food insecurity is. So we are actually reversing these gaps that are identified. Then, as I mentioned earlier, adult learning has to be very interactive, very novel, and a branding and a kick-in while we are doing education into livelihood development. I think very early on. We are barely 7 months into this program, and this branded Sanjeevi sales kiosks and products, and what it stands for. What it stands for? Mainly female-made, organic, generally homemade, not polluted by any preservatives or chemicals. So this says a lot. Another very good intervention, I think, that was brought about was the one-dish meal concept, especially when we are talking about resilience. Space-saving, fuel-efficient, time-efficient, low-cost nutrition meals with your traditional recipes in one dish. And many of these we mentioned earlier. We actually teach and learn by walking around. So it's very real, it's in the household, it's in the village, and forming alliances. With the government, it's amazing that the agriculture extension officers were learning with us at these training programs, walking with us, giving the support of the ministry at the lower level. So they are with us from the beginning. And of course, we plan to have a set of innovations, machinery, simple equipment, recipes, innovations that will be exhibited at different levels. And the research finding, there are research findings through our surveys. It is that to measure the vulnerability among widows, actually food security indicators are far more useful and sensitive than nutrition indicators, because the community is almost the same, knowledge-wise. But when it comes to income, education levels, and real food insecurity, that is a much more sensitive set of indicators. So at this stage, I don't know whether I have overrun my time. We would really like to thank the South Asian regional team of the World Bank, which gives a very close watch. I must say, every day there are Skype calls or meetings. Gitanjali works very closely with us. Sometimes when the money is tied to a milestone, we think it's a nuisance, but I think it's a really good thing. Then Viludu, I'm representing Viludu here. We had very young researchers from the university, final year students who designed the survey with the community, and most importantly, it's the women of Muthoor. They really are the champions in this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vishaka. Since I keep a very strict watch via Skype calls and everything else, and I've already been damned, I'm going to put the first question to you. What really stands out in the work that you've done is that you've actually done the gap analysis and all your studies with active participation from the community, unlike the other 2 partners that have implemented the same program. Could you please also elaborate on the influence of the Bees Network and how you've branded Sanjeevi and how you've created this business model very quickly, please?
Yes, I think I think the other organization also would talk, and taking in the examples of like the rice banks. Because Viludu, though it wasn't in nutrition earlier, was actually into rice saving. Because traditionally, you say a fistful of rice, put it aside, and that is again building resilience. So through the various interactions, we have actually shared your documentation with the people at the grassroots. They now know Manusha Jano, they know Tharayana, because we have described to them. And describe Indian innovations, for instance. So I think that has really facilitated the business model on what they want to do.
Okay. Okay, we can take one question and then we'll move on. So I see you.
Thank you. My name is Sahar Al-Nouri from Mercy Corps. Thanks to all of the speakers. My question is focusing around time poverty. The program that you described involved a heavy amount of engagement from the community members, which is fantastic, but also takes time. And when we're talking about female-headed households, we know that they often have the least available time because they're so overburdened. You gave one example of addressing time poverty when you talked about the one-dish meals. I would love to hear more about how you've addressed this issue through your program. Thank you.
Yes, the one dish meal is where we build up from traditional recipes and make it a convenience meal, healthy fast food, I would say. So, not slow food, but healthy fast food. So people actually come to the table and they write up their resources and their recipes, and we actually innovate with them how they could meet the elements, the requirements of what I described. And when you go to the next community also, you use the knowledge built up by the other community. I mean, that's very important, knowledge translation. So people come out of the training actually saying, we can eat a good meal, and we actually do the costing and the presentation, and we give marks on the final preparation. So that becomes an eye-opener, and we have men cooking actively alongside the women. I think that's a very important element as well in reducing the burden, as you said.